Hi guys, a wee video blog update. It's been a pretty great month so far, and I find that quite difficult because tomorrow it'll be my mum would have been alive if she was still living, and obviously it'll be she died on the 16th of January 2010, so this is kind of like her fifth up to all intents purposes fifth birthday with her. I remember when she turned 70, we were at Save Centre and we were with Kim and we bumped into Maura Grange, and that's even more so poignant that she's not here either. And I just remember my mum saying, "Oh well, I've done something that none of my family's done as of yet. I've reached 70," and I think it wasn't that day because she didn't want to make a big song and dance that day, but I think towards the end of the week we all went to the Robin's Nest, or did we do it on George's birthday maybe? And I kind of says, well, we should have done that on your actual birthday. But we went to Save the Centre, and I think she had something at the traditional fair, and I had a baked potato, and we had Kim with us, so it's a good memory to have. And obviously, big things have happened to me this year. Probably in the last 8 years since I got diagnosed, I kind of like started to take chances, but my health is up, down, up, down, up, down. I never know how well I'm going to be, mentally or physically. So to be at college full time, to have completed 4 assessments now, I'm into the second half of it'll be 3-4 months I've been there now. We're coming up to the kind of nitty gritty. These will be the first parts of the units of the first part of the year. And obviously my singing's kind of gone really well, and obviously that has to be put down to the strength I gained for losing so many people. Obviously starting with my dad way back in 2001, and then gradually building up, and obviously losing mum. And I suppose mum being no well in between the years with the blood clot and things, I was the one that always took her to the hospital. And for her to have ended up in intensive care, and then Kim to have went through intensive care, I will never ever have to go through anything as bad as that. So that's why I'm singing, and I know everybody likes kind of like, you're nuts and I'm crazy. Well, maybe I am crazy, but somebody thinks I'm talented. Edinburgh College. Nearly another 2,000 people around the world think I'm talented. And the icing on the cake for me this year has been being able to write my feelings and make songs up. And it's just, if I never ever become a singer, I know I will be a songwriter. And I hope, and I think I will be, a singing teacher or a music teacher or maybe a drama teacher in some aspect. And that just couldn't have happened with my mum or Kim. They were my world. They were my world. They were my world. And when I didn't have them, I had to then look around and make a world for myself. And maybe I'm delusional, thinking I'm good and I'm this and that, but I can sing. I maybe can't act yet. We're getting there. There's a wee bit of aptitude for it. Obviously, anybody that knows me and has knew me for a long, long time knows I'm just nuts about musicals. And the reason I'm making this video over my mum's birthday, and it'll be Alan and Anne-Marie's first wedding anniversary tomorrow, so congratulations to you, happy anniversary guys. No, just that, last night, after just being up for one day on Beat 100, which is just a pretty good site to be on, Beat 100, I went number 1 last night, in the country charts. Now I've had top fives, I think the highest number I had was with my video. I think it might have been The Right Road, and I think it was number 3 in the country chart. But to get to number 1, and it's just audio, it's just recorded off like on my phone. And anybody that's seen me at college, you know I ain't got the highest tech phone. And if you watch my YouTube videos, they're pitiful. But I have got a strong voice, and I've made it stronger because I didn't ever know a singing warm up at some part of the day, even if I have no voice. Sorry, Gemma, but I mean, oh well, tell a lie. There was 2 weeks I couldn't even speak, so I had to just sit monotone, which was pretty hard for me because I would just wanted to be singing. I am now 28,000 in the world for Reverb Nation for all genres of music, and there's 3.7 million users on Reverb Nation. Um, a guy contacted me and told me to join the International Songwriters and Composers Guild, and it's down in England, and it's 60 quid a year, but it means your songs are copyrighted. So that's definitely a next possibility. I now know that I have enough to record an EP or an album, no problem. No problem. Hopefully January, February, probably in the Rec Room. I've got the 2 gigs coming up. I'm going to be singing at Rosie's event, Red Room Poets. If I'll check it out. I'll put a link to it down on this page. And I'm going to be singing at my manager's Viv's Kayleigh night for Autism Initiatives. And obviously, this, out with the people in my family and my friends and that, this would never be happening if I didn't have support for Autism Initiatives. If I never received my diagnosis on May the 1st, 2008, I wouldn't be standing here. I wouldn't be at college. I wouldn't be chasing the dream. But people think I want to be famous. I don't want to be famous. I want to have a career. There's a difference. There is a difference. And I would be quite happy singing in the minors once a week and teaching my passion every day. And I would love, 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 love to teach people like Kim. And maybe even music therapy, because I know Kim had music therapy about a year and a half before she passed because she was struggling with the loss of mum, and also on Vandalism, on 232,000 views on Vandalism since January this year. And today I actually sang in front of my class. I sang You'll Never Walk Alone. It was part of a scene with me and Rose, and we were just kind of like, right, basically let's PR these gigs. Let's just PR them to the class. We're posting it on Facebook like mad anyway, but I'm Twitter queen, Reverb Nation queen, Vandalism, Facebook queen. What else? I'm on everything. MySpace, you name it, I'm on it. I'm maybe making my own Kim Angel Instagram as well. I'm out there. I'm all over YouTube. To the point where I saturated YouTube. There is about 200 videos. They haven't got very many views, but what I did get was I got subscribers. I have, it's either 568 subscribers, but at one point I had 800. So I've lost subscribers, but they subscribed. And actually, the first kind of successful videos were the country songs, like the Shania Twains and the Patsy Clines, and all the fans were for Korea and Malaysia. And we love Kim Angel when you're releasing Kim Angel. Sorry guys, that's a stereotype, but it was the way I would get love hearts sent through all over the world. I now have nearly 2,000 fans if you add up. There's 1,250 on Reverb Nation. There's 44 on Beat 100. There's 89 on Vandalism. There's a good few on SoundCloud. I'm everywhere. I'm absolutely everywhere. And the funny thing was, when I was singing Never Walk Alone, because I was as nervous as hell, and we were both meant to sing the chorus, but Rose says, "Will you start with the verse?" And if anybody that knows the song, yes, it's a well-known football song, but it originates from Carousel, and it's Shirley Jones that sings it, and I think it's at the beginning of the film, and then it's at the end. If you haven't seen Carousel, I'm not going to tell you what it's about, but and it's my dream. It's a dream song. It's a dream song. It's maybe no character based for me, and I kind of got distracted in my acting because, well, when I finished across the aisle, the other classrooms were all clapping. And so I'll never ever forget that moment. And I've got to just again say, I think my mum and Kim were with me at that moment, because the previous scene we had today, we had to sit on a chair for 15 seconds and 10 seconds. The 15 seconds I really was like, I didn't like people looking at me. What am I going to do? And then I was like, right, Diana had said to use sense memory. And for anybody that doesn't know, Kim had 2 battles in intensive care. The first battle was 6 to 8 weeks here being in intensive care, but the second time was 12 to 14 weeks. And so I used to have to just sit in complete silence. If she was settled, I'd rather she was settled than agitated, because she had all the tubes on her, and I'll never ever imagine that I had the strength to go and sit and do that, and I wish that it wasn't so long the second time for her. She would have been better passing then, because then she had another year of pain in that, and I just didn't even know what to say about it. But so I used that, and I was kind of like, and when I came back off the chair, I was so emotional. So I needed something to lift me, because if I hadn't had been singing, I would have been quite upset. I was upset. I was quite emotional when I come back to the chair, and I put in my logbook that it was because I just imagined that I was waiting at the hospital with my sister Kim. And I defy anybody to sit with anybody in intensive care. And whether you've been a strong person or no, or suffered from mental health problems in the past or whatever, if that doesn't make you stronger, then I really didn't know. Regardless of the outcome, if the person survives, if the person doesn't survive, it has to make you stronger, because that's the worst thing that you'll ever have to go through, other than me being in intensive care. That's the worst thing, and I hate being selfish. I really hate that. Sounds really selfish, but that's the only other thing in my life that would compare to that. So if somebody's going to make a snide comment on YouTube, somebody's going to say, oh, she can't sing or she can't act, what's she doing in this class? Ken, if anybody wants to say things like that, I've fought to get into this class. I've fought in the last year to get my stamina up to the level that I'm at. And I have bad days. I have really bad days. If you've seen me maybe on Saturday, I can't walk. But in between that, I try and give my all in class. And so I've had big achievements this week, and I think it's just fitting that it's been Mum's birthday tomorrow, and Alan and Anne-Marie's wedding anniversary. So that was my update, guys. I have tonight I have posted the first bit of a song I ever wrote, which was on the 5th of May last year, and it was based off, I'd been to see Les Miserables, and I remember my dad did want to, he was a very clever man. Anybody that knows my dad, Alan Hogg, taxi driver, Black Knight, whatever you want to call him, and he was a postman before that, and he was a very intelligent man, but he was highly strung and quite nervous. But if you got to know him, he could take over. He was like the life of the party. He was a teddy boy in the 50s and the 60s, and he was full of life. My dad. He could be. Some people could perceive him as a know-it-all, big head, whatever. But I'll never. I'm doing this for myself, but I'm partly doing it for him, because somebody needs to show my dad's intelligence. We've all got it in all different forms, and Kim most definitely had it. She was a fighter. She was a fighter. She wouldn't have survived the first time in the intensive care. Never mind the second time if she wasn't a fighter. And she lived for another year after that. The sad thing for me is that she never. For me, the one regret I've got is that she never saw my 40th. I saw her 40th, but she never saw my 40th. And if I could take anything back, I would have her still. I would have had her here at least for my 40th. And obviously we lost Graham in between, which was another gut wrenching thing. And so our world's changed in the last 5 years, more so than it will ever change it in any 5 years in the next whatever we've got left living wise. And now that I'm 40, and if I didn't find a career, I didn't want to be sitting just depressed and terrified to go outside, because I was agoraphobic, and anybody that, like, especially people from Fernieside will know that I was agoraphobic. The only time I ever went out was with my mum, and now I'm out and try to be out every day, because if I'm going to be a teacher or a singer or God knows what, anything, even working in a shop, I need to do that. And I'm an intelligent person. I have recently found out I've got dyslexia, but in specific areas for learning. So that would be why it was difficult at high school, why it's been difficult through life, to be perfectly honest with you. But for them to identify where the areas are bad, then I will get specific support for that. So that's great, because I have a very high intelligence level. I have a good long-term memory, but my short-term memory is atrocious. We played a ball game in college today, and I was just couldn't catch the ball, which I kind of knew, because I remember it, basketball, and anybody that was at Liberty will know this. You never passed the ball to me, and you never gave me the ball to shoot into the hoop, because I just couldn't do it. What was it? Gammy-handed, but it might turn out, now that I've been diagnosed with dyslexia, and obviously I have Asperger's and other mental health things like anxiety, panic disorder. I could go on with the list of things that potentially have not necessarily been fully diagnosed with, but I'm no stupid. I know I've got these things. I think another one could be dyspraxia, which for a lot of people that don't know is to do with your coordination, and it sometimes goes hand in hand with dyslexia. So there's a good chance that is because I do have problems with fine movement, which if I hadn't got, I'd been really ill in 2003. Well, in fact, something happened to me in 1998, and Claire and Jennifer and James and Ross witnessed it, and obviously Kim was still with us, and my dad was still with us, and my mum never thought to take me down to get me to the hospital or anything. But I think I took a mini stroke. I can't ever have that confirmed because nobody's officially said that to me, but it certainly was more than a seizure. And my left side has been atrocious since then, and it comes and goes, so I have to keep myself fit, but then I have to take notice of the warning signs, like my eye on Monday. My eye was I'm still got pain with my eye. The muscles in my eye, they just didn't want to open on Monday morning, and it was actually physically sore for my eye to be open. So I'm going to get glasses hopefully in the next week or so. I've got an eye test on Friday. Obviously I'm still trying to kind of maintain, I want to re-establish a contact with my mum's family. meaning Gracie and Mary. And I'd love to get in contact with Mick and Pat, because that's what my mum would want. My mum would want somebody to be keeping contact with our family. They're our family. Especially my Aunt Gracie, who's always been. Me and my Aunt Gracie are very alike. And my mum kind of said it towards the last couple of years of her life that me and Gracie were alike, but she didn't realise how nervous Gracie can get. Sorry, Aunt Gracie, but you can. But we walk the same line, and the funny thing is that when I go over and I see my Auntie Gracie, she is the double of my mum. She sounds like my mum. So for me, for to keep my strength, my belief in everything going, it doesn't do me any harm to maybe go over 3 times a year, maybe even 4 times a year, depending on college and whatever, and just think, oh, Ken, just imagine for that 1 second that was my mum, no Auntie Gracie, because they look alike. Pictures from when my mum was younger and pictures from when Gracie was younger, they just look like it. You can't. In fact, my Auntie Gracie's grandchildren, so my second cousins, didn't realise that wasn't their nana on Facebook when I posted up a picture of my mum at Claire's wedding. So that's my big update, guys. For anybody that's not really aware of what's happening, check out all the Kim Angel things. I'm going to try and start a memoriam web page for Kim, because I've got some stuff backed up on Dropbox, the old videos of Kim being at Cairngorm in 2003, and me and my mum and Kim sitting in the park, and I've got some other videos, and obviously I've got my 18th, I've got Kim's 21st, and I've got my 21st, and I gave my Auntie Gracie Kim's 21st, which I actually, well, my mum got done, but I kind of did plan a lot of Kim's 40th, and I got that made specially, and I got a picture of my mum, dad and Kim put on the DVDs, and I got at least 4 copies made, so my Auntie Gracie's got one. I've got the other original, and I think I've gave the other original to somebody else, or I'm going to give it to somebody else. Wait a minute, who was that I was going to get it? Was it Uncle Mickey? I can't remember. But I have to get my 21st done, because for Kay and for Graham's family, like Sean and Yvonne and all that. Well, anyway, I'll see what tomorrow brings. I've got a drama class, and I think I might be singing at open mic at Pot and Shed. If not, I'll be going along to see what it's like, because I plan on singing next week at the Pot and Shed at open mic, and trying to work out rehearsal time for the Kaylee, because obviously I know what I'm singing back in drag. I'm going to sing I don't know it. I've been living a lonely life. I belong with you, you belong with me, you're my sweetheart. I belong with you, you belong with me, you're my sweetheart. And before I finish, I've got to do a wee bit of Never Walk Alone. Am I recording? This is a really long blog, sorry guys, but here we go. At the end of the storm is a golden sun, and the sweet silver song of the lark. Walk on through the wind, walk on through the rain. May our dreams be tossed and blown Happy birthday, Mom.